Today on Herology Speaks, we'll be talking about Project Grasshopper Taco. So what's wrong with the current American diet? Well, the average meat consumption per day, according to the USA, Americans consume over 160% of the servings recommended for meat, while only 70% of what's recommended for vegetables. And the problem with meat is too much of it is bad for you. Red meats such as beef, pork, lamb, and sausage have a high fat content, but obviously they're okay if you consume them in moderation. Arguably, poultry such as chicken and meats from seafood are the healthiest, with a lower fat content, and fish are rich in minerals and omega-3 fatty acids, which may lower the risk of cardiovascular diseases. Oh, hi there, Herology Ninja. Anyway, as I was saying, but the top like a fish opens up its own can of worms. Oh, well, that wasn't necessary. So, why grasshopper tacos? They are very delicious indeed. Well, our current method of feeding people is very inefficient. Animals farmed for their meat are living things too. They need food to grow the parts that we eat. Recent studies show that if we just ate the stuff that we feed to animals, we could nourish an additional 3.5 billion people. And as a general rule of ecology, only 10% of the energy from an organism is passed to an organism that eats it. Cows only get 10% of the energy they eat from plants, most of which is used for daily functions. And lastly, livestock take up to 77% of all farmland, but pure meat products take up only 18% of a human being's diet. Our current method of farming is harmful to our environment and cruel to the animals being farmed. All of us do know that animals are slaughtered for meat, but people justify it in the fact that we provide them with comfort during life despite eating them in the end. Unfortunately, humans aren't very nice gods. We will always recognize meat as part of our diet, and that's something that we can't change, but we can at least try to improve the animals' quality of life during their lives. Now, please pay attention, because a lot of farmers do sincerely love their animals, but as for industrial farms, the quality of life is awful. Industrial farms are the result of an attempt to distribute meat to millions of people, yet their undoing is the art of mass production. Cows are separated from their young after birth and constantly forced to give birth to more so they can continue to produce milk. On some farms, pigs are kept in pens too small to even turn around and never seeing the light of the sun. Chickens are often kept in places where they are immobile and often attack each other due to lack of socialization. Not to mention that some areas shred male chicks at birth because they're unsuitable for consumption and cannot lay eggs. But what are the benefits to grasshopper farming? Grasshoppers are much more nutritious. Grasshoppers are high in fiber, vitamins A, B, and C, lower in fat, and high in antioxidants and omega-3 fatty acids you can see in this diagram. It's also more ecologically sound. Methane produced through the farting of cows alone is enough to compensate for 25% of the global greenhouse emissions. Roughly another 25% comes from home and electrical usage, but that's another video for another time. And grasshoppers don't fart, and as a bonus they require much less food and water, allowing us to make more room for crops to further reduce CO2 in the atmosphere and prevent global warming. But one more thing before I go. Do not panic. I understand any motivations you may have to take down the current meat industry, or any counter-arguments you may have for me. That's why the comments are there. But I must warn you, this transition is not going to happen overnight. Don't forget to do your own research. There are a lot of farmers out there that sincerely do love their animals, and I don't want to put them out of business. Our farming system needs to evolve, but like I said, it's not going to happen overnight. And I am only one perspective. A few of my sources are out there, just so you know. You need to expand off this. Do not take my words as the ultimate truth. Goodbye, herologists, and I'll see you next time. Don't forget to try a grasshopper taco and support the environment.